Happy Halloween, my pretties! Welcome to Dionea Creates. In today's video, we are going to be making moon tags, tiny little works of art that capture that moment between the light and dark, where a little bit of magic always lives. So come on in, sit for a spell, and let's just get started. So you guys, we are going to be making, as I said, these moon tags today. I am going to be taking you through how to do some layering with our distress inks, and then how we're going to be making this silhouette of the moon with these wonderful moon masks. I saw these moon masks from Allison Balmer with Words and Pictures, and I was mesmerized. Just like I'm mesmerized by the moon every time I see it, I fell in love with these, and I immediately went and I ordered these moon masks, and they're just magical. They're perfect for Halloween, but really any time of year because, you know, the moon is always there. So we are going to be using those, and I have some tags. These are really large tags. You could use whatever tags you want. There are 3 different sizes of the moons in here, so they really can accommodate, you know, whatever size tag that you want. And so in the mask, it also has like the mask part of the moon, so you know, you can kind of see, you know, like the layers of the moon. So they're really, really, really fun. So there's a really large one, a medium-sized, and a small. And we're going to be using this medium-sized one today for our project. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start building our night sky. And we're going to just take our little mask and we're just going to put it on here. I have a little piece of tape behind mine just to kind of help me hold it in place a little bit, to make it a little easier. You don't have to do that. You can totally just freehand it. And you can position it really however you want on your little tag. And then we're just going to take some distress inks and we're going to start building this night sky. Again, this is however you like to, you know, whatever inks that you have, that's where you want to start. I'm going to be using this distress ink in Stormy Sky to start the first layer. And so I'm just taking my little inker here, and we're just going to start going around. It works really, really well if you have the round ones, but all I have are the squares, so they still work okay. And again, you're just starting to build these layers of your sky. And this is just the first layer. And what I love about these inks and this technique is just the nature of how, like, it's the little pads that are on here and the ink going around. It just authentically looks like a sky. And that's one thing I really, really love about this project. And so that's all of that color I'm going to do, and I want to pick another color now. This is Faded Jeans, and it is a little bit darker. Just for sake of time, I'm not going to keep switching out my little dauber here. I'm just going to kind of keep just building in the layer. And I'm going for a really dark, deep kind of blue sky. And I'm going to bring it down a little more because we're going to use some lighter colors to start bringing in the light later. So I want to get it a little darker. And then I'm going to use, this is Uncharted Mariner. Oh, you guys, this is a beautiful, beautiful color. And it's pretty dark, so it's going to just kind of give us more depth in our night sky here. All right. And so then now what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing it down, and we're going to add the light. We're going to add the light. And so to start with, I'm going to use this scattered straw, which is a gorgeous yellowy color. And I'm actually starting to blend that over kind of where that last blue area was, because again, I'm trying to, like, you know, make it have that light to it. You know, like it's transitioning now. And you guys, these are just, they're really, really fun. They're really fun to do. There's no right or wrong way. There's no one way that you have to capture the moon. You could do a stormy night, or, you know, an early dawn, or really whatever you want. Just, you know, let your imagination take your tag wherever you want it to go. Oh, I'm sorry. This is fossilized amber. That's what I used there. And that's a little brighter than I want. Let me see if I put some of this pale ochre on there, if that'll tone it down a little, but I don't think it will. So we might just add back, let's just use a little of this ink that we've got still on here. This is the Uncharted Mariner. And just kind of maybe soften that a little bit. Yeah, I like that. You could probably use a little bit of our vintage photo also to bring it down. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Just play and create, and just, what I like to say when I'm creating is just be and be in the moment. Okay, so that is kind of our background of where, you know, where we're going to build here. I'm happy with that. This, again, is one of those things that you could just keep going until you get it the way that you want, that way that you like it. And so we are going to go ahead and we're going to do some stamping on here now. So when I watched Allison on Words and Pictures, she was using the most beautiful botanical stamps. And so she was creating this layer where it's almost like, you know, the botanicals were almost touching the moon. You know, they were reflecting from the moon. And so she used some Tim Holtz stamps. She used the Stampers Anonymous by Tim Holtz. This is the Nature's Discovery. And she used this really pretty, it's kind of like, it looks kind of like cattails in there. And I just loved it. So as soon as I watched her video, I went out and I got like all the things. So you guys be sure to go check her out, because she does beautiful, beautiful projects. And she was a very great inspiration to me. She also designed stamps, and I've bought a lot of her stamps too. And so I'm just inking this. I'm using ground espresso here because I do want this botanical to be dark, or darker at least, than you know, just a shadow right now on this tag. And I'm going to use my stamping block for this so that I can make sure I get a good impression. It's sometimes hard with these stamps to get the right pressure on there. And so again, I want this to kind of peek up at the moon a bit, just a bit. And I'm not going for perfection here. I want this to look very natural, like this, you know, is a scene from a field or something. And I just use these blocks to help me get the right amount of pressure onto the tag. Oh, you guys, look. Look at that. It's so pretty. And I'm going to leave my mask on there for right now till we finish, because I want to, I think I want to also add the other one, which is from the Nature's Moments. And it's this kind of whimsical looking one right here. Or even this one would be fun. But I think I'm going to use this taller one. And so we're going to use the same, I'm going to use the same ground espresso on this one too. So I'm just inking this up. You guys, please tell me in the comments if you, I love stamps. They are one of my favorite things to craft with. So please let me know in the comments if that is you too, if you love to stamp. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to kind of just, maybe I'll do it with this other one. I want to layer a little bit more down here in the bottom area. And so I'm just going to take, I'm actually not even going to re-ink this. So maybe in one or two little spots. Because I just want to kind of get an impression kind of behind it too. And it's ever so faint back there. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Because you're trying to create little, like little shadows. And I'm going to do that just on one of these other little ones too. Like on this side. But again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is all about just playing and enjoying the moment of creating. It is not about perfection by any means. That is why I love mixed media. This is a form of mixed media, and that's why I love it so much. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this part of the moon off, and we're going to put the layers of the moon on here now. Make sure I get this lined up well. And this is what really, like, this helps, it helps bring it home, because it just adds so much to it. And what I'm going to use for this is this pale ochre again. I want it to be fairly light on here. because I want it to just have just that little bit of the moon color. I don't want it to be overly like in your face, you know? I might take just a little bit. I don't have a really light one. And so there is what it looks like. I really like that. Again, you could use whatever colors. If you had a light gray, that would look nice. You know, anything like that would look really, really good. And so there is kind of the start of our tag. And I just love it. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add some fun stencils. These are Tim Holtz stencils. If you haven't figured it out, I really love Tim Holtz's stuff. And so we're going to add some bats up here. I mean, what would be a tag without a bit of bats flying around in the sky on a Halloween night? I mean, and of course we've got to have some stars. And so we're going to add these bats. And for these, I am going to use, I'm going to try to use my black, and we'll see how well that goes over that stormy sky that we have. And so these are just some little like blenders that I got off of Amazon. They work pretty well. And so I'm just going to hold these and just start going over my stencil like so. I'm going to put my little moon thing back on there, just so I don't want to accidentally get the bats on there. Not that that would be weird. Bats fly across the moon all the time. But look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. You guys see? Yeah, I love that. I love it. These are like the perfect Halloween bats too. Like the way they're shaped. All right, and then for the stars, we are going to put some of these stars up here, and because these are in a circle, they're a little harder to like put on, so I'm gonna just try to put them like right up in here if I can. And I'm going to use this Uncharted Mariner for these stars because it's such a gorgeous color. Let's see if I can use this. So that's the thing about these tags, you guys, is you can make these totally your own. You know, you can add your own flair, your own things that you have to make these however like you want them. Oh, that's so cute. Let's put just a few of these little tiny ones up here above the bats. Oops, sorry, I got my hat up in there. Need a few on this side. Yeah, y'all. See these tiny, tiny ones. We can get these in there. Okay. Now, you guys, our next step is we are going to add a little bit of shimmer to these. And so I have my trusty stickles here. If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you know how much I love using stickles. And I want to enhance these bats and give them a little bit of shimmer and just make them stand out and glisten in that night sky. So this is the stickles, it's Black Diamond. And I am just ever so slightly gonna go just draw in where that stencil of that bat is. And these just make, once they get all dry, they just make your little bats just look even more magical. So, you guys tell me, what's your favorite color of stickles? Do you use stickles? Let me know. Of course, Stickles, it's made by Ranger, who makes a lot of these inks and all of the things. Oh, that makes a big difference. It just makes it pop a little bit more. And then this, the blue, is called Waterfall. Now we're just going to go over these little stars to make them do the same. I've used this one a lot, so I hope there's still some in here. There we go. So you guys, tags are so, they're so fun to make. I use tags a lot of times for just cards. Like I will send tags for, like, you know, birthday card or a Halloween card, because they're like little, like I said in the beginning, little bitty mini works of art. And there's so many possibilities. I've seen people make journals out of, just do like a tag journal. Wouldn't that be fun? And for Halloween, I think they're like perfect. If you're having a Halloween party, how fun would it be to just like use the tag and like have, you know, each guest's name on it and just have it, you know, in a little goodie bag. That would be really cute. Put it on a little goodie bag for the, you know, for your guests, for your party. Okay, so we've got our stickles on, our bats and our stars. We've got our moon and our stamps. So the next thing that we need, and again, you guys know if you follow me for very long, we need words. I'm all about the words. And so we're going to use something from the Bewitched collection from the chipboard stickers. There's so many great ones on here. So I want something with magic in it. And we've got, let's see, magic awaits, magic fills the air, a magical night, midnight magic. Let's just kind of see how this magic fills the air. Let's see if the colors look okay with that. That has a little more pink to it, so I'm not sure about that one. What about this midnight magic? It looks like it, or this magic awaits. It kind of looks like it has kind of our same yellowy colors in there. What do you think? I kind of like that. Let's look at the Midnight Magic one. Ooh, I think I like that. I think that blends really well. The Midnight Magic one does. And so what I always like to do is I like to go around the edges just to help it stand out. I don't want the black. I'm going to use this ground espresso, and I'm going to go around the edges of this. Again, it just helps it kind of stand out a little more. And that's just something that I do pretty much to everything, is I use these on the edges. And this has a little sticker on the back, so we're just going to peel that off. And we're just going to kind of place it here between a little bit on the moon. Oh, I really love that, you guys. And so while we have this ground espresso out, I'm going to go around the edges of this tag also. Because again, that just helps kind of seal the deal there. It just helps the whole thing to stand out a little bit, kind of like a frame. And if you get a little bit on the edges like that, that's okay. You can use your blender to do this too if you wanted. This is just how I've done it for years and years, so. I'll be careful not to get it in my glitter. Yeah. Oh, you guys, it looks good. What do you think? All right. So the final thing that we're going to do to our tag is we're going to add a little tie up here. And I have this gorgeous tool. I don't know if you guys, how well you can see it, but it's black and it has silver, just like silver little, I guess they're really, what are they, hearts? I don't know what they are. They're silver little glitters on there. And so we are just gonna, we're gonna trim some of this off, and we're gonna make this for our tie for our tag. And you can use any kind, anything that you have, any ribbon, anything like that. And I'm just going to fold it like so. And then I'm just going to kind of squinch it up here. And I'm going to take it gently without messing up my little stickles here. And I'm just going to loop it around. I may have caught it too short. And just pull it like that. And there, even that little thing adds a little bit of magic to it with its little sparkle. It matches the bats. And so there, you guys, is our, there is our tag. So I would love for you guys to leave me in the comments and let me know if you've tried the moon mask before. And if you haven't, if you're planning to go get it, I would love to know that. And then, yeah, just let me know. Just let me know what you think of this, and if you're going to try to make this project, or if you're inspired to make something else. You know, the magic that you create, it's really just about, it's about the wonder. It's about the feeling of creating. It's not about the perfection. It's just that feeling that you get as you create and as you put your beautiful energy into whatever project you're making. If you give your tag to somebody, or your card, or your art, or whatever you're making, that piece is filled with a part of you. And when you pass that on, then your spirit and your love and the joy that you put into that project, it just carries on to that next person, and that is just a beautiful thing. So your magic just lingers. It lingers on and on. So you guys, that's it for today. Again, I hope that you give this a try, and I would love for you, if you do, to share it in the comments or on the community post, or tag me on Facebook. However you want to do it, I would love to see your beautiful creations. So for now, we're going to close our crafting circle. Be sure to keep your scissors sharp, your candles lit, and your magic alive until we meet again.